Hello world. Good morning, afternoon. Anyone out there in internet land? Anyone home? Gonna have a little bit of a rant. Got a few people on. Morning everyone. Good afternoon. Morning Kieran. Hi guys. How's it all going where you are? Okay, so I'm going to start. Got a few people online now. Thanks for listening. Just having one of my weekly rants, and well, they're turning weekly now. They're almost daily. But I wanted to talk about suppression and how this is moving faster and faster now. You alright, Lynn? Yo. Morning. And yeah, suppression. So I'm getting pretty much suppressed at the moment. I've just come out of Facebook jail for the third time in 2 months, and this is becoming more and more. This never used to happen. So, and I know it's happening to a lot of people now. Also, friends are disappearing off of Facebook. Followers, people are messaging saying, "Did you delete me?" And no, I didn't delete. I don't really delete people. So there's real sort of dirty tactics going on with Facebook and the media, which in a way is almost like a compliment, because they're clearly shitting their pants at what we're doing on alternative media sites, and in particular Facebook. And actually, it's pretty hilarious that actually a site that was, I guess, designed to spy on people and see what they're doing has now been turned full circle, where people are using it as a tool to spread truth and awareness. So in a way, you've got to laugh, because it is desperate, and it's almost like they're trying to put the lid back on something that's already escaped. So this is happening more and more. And like I say, it's happened to me, happened to a lot of people that I know, deleting friends, deleting followers, going into Facebook prison for days on end, which actually does you a favour as well, because it gives you a damn break from it all. Sometimes we get all bogged down by it so badly. So it's actually been quite nice being in prison for a while. But the point I wanted to make was, I saw a story, many of you will probably be aware of this, it's probably not old news, but I think it's important when these stories come up, we have to highlight them, because if we don't highlight them, they kind of go unseen really in most people's eyes. And the story I'm talking about was the fact that Facebook wants to monitor what they consider as fake news. Now, if you don't think that we're in an Orwellian state already, then I don't know what more evidence you need than that. The fact that they can decide what is deemed as fake or not is absolutely hilarious. And I just wonder if they will be banning sites like the BBC for the complete lies over the war on the weapons of mass destruction. Are you going to ban the BBC for reporting Building 7 going down when it 20 minutes before it did? Are you going to ban all these? Because these are the real fake news sites. And I'm asking Facebook, what do you deem as fake and what is truth? And the more concerning part of it is they are using the biggest disinformation site, Snopes. If you haven't heard of it, it's a massive disinfo site, as the agency which is going to monitor which is truth and which is lies. So here we have Facebook saying that they are going to ban this fake media, using a fake media site to monitor what is fake and what is real. So you really couldn't really write it, to be honest. So it's just another example of more suppression. I don't know if this is just scaremongering, or they're actually going to try and pull this off. And if they manage to pull this off, then we are in George Orwell's 1984. So I think it's important to highlight the fact that what they're trying to do there, but also instead of be concerned about it, like I say, take it as a compliment and see that these people are really shitting their pants in what's going on, what alternative media is doing at the moment. So, like I say, I wanted to bring that up, and it really got me thinking about the media. And again, I know a lot of people are already aware of this, but there are more and more people coming into this information every single day now. More and more people are waking up, and it's really encouraging to see that people are starting to ask questions. They're questioning the media now. And so it's almost like banging the drum and repeating information time and time again, and it's just something that we have to do, unfortunately. And I just wanted to get into the real deep parts of how the media actually controls the mind, and how it actually television itself is actually a weapon of mass destruction. And I advise anyone, if they haven't already, to throw the fucking thing out the window, because all it does is will poison your mind. The way television actually works, and like I say, many of you will know this, but this is for new people that are coming into looking at this information. So it actually literally hypnotizes you. When you watch television, it actually changes your brainwave state. So human beings, we have both a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and the conscious mind works as like the firewall. So if you imagine your internet, the firewall protects your computer, and this is what the conscious mind does. It protects your subconscious mind. So anything that gets through to your subconscious mind, past the conscious mind. So I'm talking to you now. You're discerning the information. Your conscious mind is fully alert. It's operating at what we call a beta brainwave state, which is a normal brainwave state pattern. So you're discerning the information I'm telling you. Is this true? Is this not true? If it's true, you're letting it through to your subconscious, and then that becomes your belief systems, your mindsets, and that kind of thing. So, as I say, our normal resting, we have 4 brainwave states. We have alpha, beta, theta, and delta. And as I say, the normal resting brainwave state is that of a beta state. Okay, so when you're watching television, the television actually emits frequencies that literally change your brainwave state from beta down to alpha. Okay, now that is a more meditative state of mind. It's a more relaxed state of mind, and it's literally a hypnotic state of mind. And that is why when you look at people watching telly, they sit there like that, because literally their mind has been put up under hypnosis. So when you're watching that black box in your living room, don't just think that it's giving you entertainment and programs. It wasn't created to entertain you. It's there to create. It's there to control your mind, to dictate where the people that do run things want society to go, and what belief systems they want. So you're sitting there, and the frequencies that the television is emitting is now changed your beta brainwaves to a more relaxed alpha state. So everything you get hit with, then your subconscious mind is down. So your firewall is down, and all that bullshit propaganda, all that advertising, all the McDonald's adverts, all those things are going slapping your subconscious. You're getting hit after hit of bullshit hitting your subconscious mind. So that is why a massive part of the solution is turn that fucking television off. You know, it is a weapon. It was designed as such. It's not there to entertain you, and we need to be aware of that. And it's not just the advertising, because what happens is you know, you can be quite, you can be sitting there in your hypnotic state watching television. You might not even fancy a McDonald's or something, but you see an advert and then all of a sudden you want to eat McDonald's because all that's hitting your subconscious. And there is so much subliminal information that is hitting our subconscious that we're not even aware of. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, which is a really sensitive subject, especially for parents out there, you know, there is sexualization of children going on, and it's shocking. It's horrible to think that is going on. But it is going on, and we have to face it, and we have to counter it with knowledge of the fact that it's going on, so we can then act in the appropriate ways and protect our young people of the world from this weapon. So when I'm not talking about all programs, but there is a lot of sexualization in things like Disney films. You know, there are plenty of programs or documentaries on YouTube or places like this where they go through some of the sexual innuendos in things like Disney films and children's programs, and if you look at these, they're actually really shocking, and it's all part of this larger plan to sexualize society, to you know, this paedophilia ring that unfortunately runs this world. They like all that, and you know, this isn't something which is pleasant to talk about. It's quite upsetting, but you know, we have to face it, like I say. So going back to the brainwave states, children are like a sponge. Now, children, but up to the age of around 8, their conscious mind, so their firewall, is operating at a high delta state. Because, you know, we know children, they take in everything. How many times have we heard it? Wow, you know, the children just learn so quickly, they take things on so quickly. Well, the reason for that is because their firewall, their conscious mind, is lower. It's been lowered, so their subconscious mind is completely open to the world. That's why it's so important that we have to act in the right ways around children, speak in the right ways, and certainly protect them from that fucking black box in the corner of your living room, because what that thing is spouting out to children is damaging their mind, and it's working on underlying things that most parents know nothing about, and this is why I wanted to talk about it today, because like I say, the children, they're operating at that high delta brainwave, so everything that you say, everything they watch, everything coming into them in their little worlds is going straight into the subconscious, becoming their belief systems. That's how because the subconscious mind can't think for itself. The conscious mind does all the thinking. So when it hits the subconscious mind, that's when it becomes belief systems, opinions about the world, that kind of thing. So, you know, if you're not aware of these programs, I mean, you look around the role models. I mean, it's not even difficult to see. You look at people like Rihanna, like Miley Cyrus, and how sexualized these so-called role models are. And these are the people that the children are getting fed. These are the people they're getting looking in. I mean, I think Rihanna brought a song out called S&M. I mean, you know, this is suitable for children. I don't think so. So I really wanted to bring that up, along with the censorship that's going on. Yeah, like I say, and I think it's also important, again, many of you will know this, so I'm not telling people how to suck eggs, but the old opinion, when people come back with, oh, you know, where did you hear your information on YouTube? Well, actually, Your mainstream media that you fucking worship is they're all owned, if you trace it back, by just 5 companies anyway, 5 Israeli companies. So that has massive implication for freedom of information. And when you consider the internet has millions and millions of different resources from independent people, you know, I know where I'd rather get my information from. And you know, I'm not saying that everything on the internet is true, far from it. You still have to discern it. But you know, the fact that people use that as an argument, it's a bit of a joke, really. And you know, like I say, when I started this little live event thing, if you're going to censor fake news, then you want to be censoring, you know, the BBC, paedophile protectors, CNN, Fox News. You know, these are the real fake news sites, Facebook. And yeah, so I just wanted to highlight that, and also just really talk about, again, a lot of people. Oh, actually, just going on the whole subliminal, how things filter into the conscious mind or the subconscious mind, how TV influences your belief systems. Also, what is very important to know is that we are very influenced by colour frequencies as well. Colour frequencies speak to us, and they know this. They know that colours speak to us, and they use them. They use them to their advantage. So if you look at a lot of the news outlets, they will use red and blue. Now, the reason why they use red and blue, red to the subconscious mind means stop, pay attention. So that's why you see red, like in places like BBC, on CNN. So they use a lot of red to stop, to get your attention. So you'll start watching. And then the blue comes in. The colour blue is very suggestible because it's suggestible in itself. So when you see the colour blue, it makes you more open to information. It makes you more receptive to information. So they're hitting you with the red and the blue frequencies. So they're stopping you, and then the blue's hitting you, and then it's opening your mind to be more and more open to the propaganda, to the lies. So colours are not just colours. They speak to us. They have powers. It's why the colour green. The colour green is a very powerful colour because green represents balance. Yeah, green is balance. Green. If you look at nature, everything in nature is green. So green is a very powerful frequency as well, which is used quite often. So there's a lot going on. Just when you turn that television on, there's a lot more going on than just you watching the television. It's actually working your mind, and it's actually affecting you in ways which most people have not got the first idea about. Most people do not realise that it actually changes your brainwave patterns. You know, it's literally playing with your mind. When you turn that on, it's playing with your mind, it's playing with your children's mind. And you know, that it has to be a solution that we don't watch these mainstream media websites. We don't watch the mainstream media news, except maybe just to catch up on the bullshit that they're telling us every now and then. That's all the only reason I use it. I know many of you out there don't watch it either, but and especially get your fucking kids away from the television. Seriously, you know, the shit that's in those programs, guys. You know, look into it. Look at Disney, the sexualisation of children. It's rampant, and it's all hidden. It's all hidden. So it sinks. So it bypasses the conscious mind into the subconscious. They make these things very subtle. So it might not stand out straight away when you're watching it, but if you slow it down or you see it, they're like images. So like images of penises and vaginas and things. This is in Disney films, guys. This is in kiddies' films. So they want to sexualise society, to turn it into this paedophile society, and we have to counter-react that by raising awareness on really very dark issues, horrible things to talk about. You know, the last thing that we want to think about is that the programs that we are being that are being aired and given to us, all very innocent. I mean, or which ones of us who didn't love Jungle Book when they were younger? Who didn't love these programs? But we don't see it. We're not aware of the stuff that's in these films, and you know, there's so much more to what is in these things. And guys, just, you know, look after your kids and keep them away from that television. And also, you know, it gets them out of the habit of watching it, because if they're watching TV as a child, they're going to grow up as a TV watcher, and they're going to be brainwashed by the media and that kind of thing. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just, you know, that's just an idea. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, while I've got a bit more time, is this 370 million refurbishment of Buckingham Palace. Yeah, I know you all probably know that as well. Again, this isn't aimed to the people really that are in the know. It's just to the people, you know, the royalists out there, the people that say that these people bring in tourism, and the brainwashed, basically. You know, think about it, brainwashed people. Here is a woman that sits on a golden chair with a golden hat, right? She owns most of the land in the world. She sits on billions and billions of pounds. And people in her own country, in the UK, there are more homeless people in the UK than ever before. There's more austerity in the UK than ever before. There's people living out of food banks. And this woman is doing fuck all. She doesn't even pay taxes. And worse over, she's awarding MBEs and knighthoods to paedophiles. And if you don't believe me, look down the honours list. Look down the fucking honours list. This isn't me saying this. This isn't something I've heard. Yeah, you can check the honours list. You can check it. It's there. Rolf Harris, Sir Cliff Richard, although he's been cleared. Stuart Hall, Cyril Smith. The list goes on and on and on. You know, wake the fuck up, please. You know, these people are evil. Evil people. Start thinking for yourself. Stop waving your fucking flags, your Union Jacks. Stop listening to the media. These people are taking the piss, and they are evil. And we have to stop giving them power. You know, the very fact, it all comes back to a slave mindset, because people in this world believe that some people should be rulers and some people should be slaves, and they're quite happy with that. You know, this is a diseased mentality. This is a diseased psyche. You know, I'm not better than the next person. The next person's not better than me. Actually, you know, I was going to say I'm not better than the Queen, but I am better than the Queen morally. But physically, I'm not. I have the same rights as the Queen. She has the same rights as me. You know, so why is it that why worship someone just because they're born into a particular family? You know, you're giving your power away. You are acting like a slave. Your mindset is that of a slave. If you're there waving your flags at someone who sits in a big palace with a gold chair, you are acting like a slave. And this extends out to government authority, which we talk a lot about. Thanks, James. Yeah, government authority, it's the same thing. This whole belief in authority. Out of everything that needs to go that will change this world, you know, I honestly think it's the belief in authority that is the main thing. The idea that others have the right to rule over us. You know, this is complete bullshit. Nobody gives you your rights. You are born with your rights. The moment you come out of that womb, the universe granted you your rights. You are born free. You are already born free. You are already born with all your rights. Yeah? No person in a suit, especially these parasitical, paedophile psychopaths, can give you your rights. No one can give you your rights. You're already free. You're already a sovereign being. You have to understand. This is the main thing that people have to understand, and this is what I talk, drill, I try and every day. This is the drum I personally want to bang most. We are sovereign beings. We are sovereign. We're already all powerful. We're already free. We're already a species that can create whatever we want. We're just so lacking in confidence. Humanity has a huge problem in the fact that it lacks confidence. Collectively, we are on our knees. We do not believe in ourselves at all. We do not believe, that's the problem, we do not believe that we can be anything more than what we are, anything more than slaves. And this is erroneous, and it's false, and it's fake. It's wrong. If you think that, then you are wrong. You have a diseased mental problem. If you think that others should be making decisions in your life other than yourself, then you have something wrong in your head. Something is not right. And I just want to say to everyone out there, and what is really encouraging is that the people that are starting to wake up, becoming aware, becoming more conscious, what I see with people like that every day, open-hearted, caring, strong people that build each other up and have the courage and the will and all the amazing qualities that humanity can be. So people say, yeah, but there's always going to be, we're never going to be acting that way, we're always going to need control, we're always going to... No, we're not, because I see it. I see people, I see how people can be, and that gives me hope. And that really is, that is the benchmark, and more people are going to start becoming and waking up to their true nature, which is what's happening. It's coming out of that little me syndrome. What can I do? I've got no power. I'm just a little person. To boom. I'm a fucking sovereign being. Yeah, I am here to contribute. I'm here to take part fully in this world. Take part fully in my life. I'm here to live, not survive. That's the difference. Big difference between surviving and living. And that's who we really are. And what we have to do is every single one of us has to realise that within ourselves, which doesn't just come like one day. You have to keep working on yourself. But that's where we can get. And it requires people to open their minds and to use their imagination, because that's the other problem. People's imaginations are shot to pieces. They're absolutely shot to pieces. You try asking someone in the street, guarantee you go out there now, ask 10 people, what do you reckon about a world without government? They'll go, oh, what are you talking about? We need to be governed. What are you talking about? It's just like, they look at you like you're absolutely fucking mad. Like, this guy thinks that we don't need government? Well, actually, yeah, that is what I'm saying. So the imagination is gone. They cannot, if we cannot even imagine a world without government, because everything starts in the mind, if we cannot even imagine a world without government, it ain't going to happen. So we have to read, before our imagination collectively is hanging on a thread. It's hanging on a thread. And we have to grasp what's left of it and then expand it. And it's encouraging others to use that imagination. That's our strongest thing. That's what we are. We're creative beings. Start talking about a world without government. A world where perhaps we're living in a more voluntary society, where we're only working 4 days a week rather than 5 or 6, 3 days even. 3 day work. I'm not saying, I'm not being like ignorant or here. We probably still have to work. There may be a contribution, a system to contribute, but that should be voluntary. It shouldn't be forced by threat of violence or imprisonment. Yeah, but people won't act like that, will they? Well, yeah, at the moment, where consciousness is at the moment, maybe not, but not where I see it. and not where many other people see it. And it's good to ban those ideas around and start talking about them, because the more we talk about what can be created, then that we can open the imagination up, and maybe we won't see it in our lifetimes, but future generations might. So it could be the start of something. So it's imagination and it's courage as well. That's the other thing. Courage. People, they're too scared. I was speaking to one of my students yesterday, and I was talking to her. I'm always on the job. I'm talking to her about anarchy, and I thought, I'll give it a go. I don't think she's ready, but I'll give it a go. And she weren't ready. I was banding around the idea of a world without government. And her words, yeah, and she looked at me all like this, like a little mouse. She went, yeah, but I want someone to protect me. I want government to protect me. Like literally, it was like, it was literally, it was like talking to a slave. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, it's just where her mindset was. And I said to her, government doesn't protect you. Government is the biggest cause of mass murder in the history of the planet. What are you talking about? But if you've done no internal work, you can't develop that courage. So she's at such a low level of consciousness. She's scared of everything, living in fear. No, fear is the fucking problem. The problem is that we live in fear. So imagination, courage to, there might be a bit of chaos for a little while if we were to try something different, but I'd be willing to give that a try, because I'd rather have chaos than being ruled over by paedophile, warmongering tax evaders. Yeah, that's the alternative here. Yeah, and I don't want that. I'd rather try and fail and even fucking die than continue to be ruled over by these shitbags. And so yeah, I'm going off on a tandem here. What's this? What people must realise in order to wake up is that we have been manipulated. Yeah, we have been manipulated. It's true, we have been manipulated. But part of the reason we've been manipulated is because we're so easy manipulable. You know, if we're going to watch TV and we're going to live in fear, fear itself, it's like we're all going to die one day anyway. Nobody gets out of this alive. So, I'm not saying that we don't get scared every now and then or something, but what is the point of living your whole life in fear? Because one day you're not going to be here anyway. So, and if you understand it on a metaphysical level, that we don't die anyway, we're infinite consciousness, just having an experience for a while. So why not make the fucking most of it and change this game? So, but yeah, it's we are. Jason's right. We're existing in chaos right now. Yeah, people are worried about being in a police state. We're already in a police state. I mean, in your news feed every day, how many videos do you see of police brutality, of people of cops punching women in the head? This is the people that are keeping you safe. This is government here. Hello. This is government here doing this. This is the order followers that are, doing their dirty work, which is the other huge solution, which, I talk about often. I don't really want to go into that again today because I had so much stress from it before when I did a vlog about the military. So I might leave that for a few months now, but that's the other thing we need to do. Have I looked into Ubuntu movement? See, this is the thing with movements, right? And I've been involved in movements before. When I first started to come into awareness, I was like, right, we need some kind of movement. And I got involved with something, and then it's people are saying it can get infiltrated, and you might disagree on something. This is all about changing our own individual consciousness. So it's working on the self first. It's realizing that we are sovereign beings, and it's understanding natural law. So it's understanding that every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. Okay, both good and bad. What we put out into the world comes back, both good and bad. So it's understanding that underlying root cause, which these movements don't go into. It's understanding the occult. And Mark Passio said it the other day in his vlog. And I advise anyone who's not looked at Mark Passio's work, it's essential. But there's no other way of wording it. It's essential. If you want a full understanding of what's going on this planet, you need to go to his website, What on Earth is Happening, go to the podcast section, start at podcast number 1 and work your way through to as many as possible. I think I'm on about 146 now. Because what he talks about is occult. Occult just means hidden. It doesn't mean anything bad. You know, that is mind control in itself. Because you mention the occult and people think, oh, the devil, you know, shit like that. So it's not that at all. It just means hidden metaphysical, spiritual laws that we're all bound by. And this is the problem. We don't understand these spiritual laws. We don't understand that what we do actually has an effect. What we're putting out into the world has an effect, both good or bad. So it's understanding your own sovereignty, understanding that you were never born on this planet to be ruled by anyone, and it's understanding that we have spiritual laws, whether you like it or not, that we have to live by. And I've spoken about this before, that before I understood natural law and cause and effect, or karmic law, whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't say my life was chaotic, but I had a lot more problems. You know, things would happen, I'd lose things, I'd, you know, hurt myself and shit like that. And then I came across natural law, and I thought, right, this makes sense to me. If we all become more moral, if I become more moral, then my outward manifestation and my experience is going to improve, and hence the world's experience will improve. And that's exactly what happened. You know, I try. I'm not perfect. I try and live by do no harm, cause no loss to other beings. You know, I gave up meat. That's a big one for me. I speak about that a lot. That pisses people off, but it's the truth. You know, enslaving, torturing, and murdering others and expecting that not to happen to us is hypocritical, and it's you know, it's ignorant. So. People don't like that, but that's the truth of it. But yeah, if you can move in line with natural law and encourage others to, then slowly we might see things start to change. So these are all things that we can do, and it's not by joining a movement. So I forget who asked me, it's not by joining any kind of movement. We don't need movements, we don't need leaders, we don't need anything like this. We need to be our own leaders. We're all leaders. This is where religion falls down so badly, because religion is right brain hemisphere looking for a saviour. So I'm sorry, but if you're religious, I don't think you're awake, and that's not going to really appeal to a lot of people. But you can't be, because you're still you're stuck in that right brain hemisphere, and that's where they want you. They want you either in the left brain or the right brain hemisphere. Like right brain is slave mentality, looking for a saviour. Left brain is structure, rigidity, looking at hierarchy. You know, we need to balance the two hemispheres of the brain. So no movements needed at all. And but you know, I want to finish this on a good note, because I know I have a lot of rants, and they all come from a place of love. And I really hope that people get that, and it's interesting times, and I think that the way I see it is there are lots of panic signs from the elite, and I think that certainly with this whole fake news, I think, like I said at the start of the video, they are trying to put a lid on the cat that has already got out. I mean, how they're going to pull that one off, I have no idea. you know, as far as I see it, the people, we run the internet now, and there's no way they're going to start doing that, trying to take it away from us. Not without a fight, anyway. And I don't think they can pull it off. But yeah, so just to recap, turn your TV off. Be aware of the subconscious shit that is going, the stuff that is hitting your subconscious mind through your TV. You know, this isn't just about watching programs. It's about the very trance that it puts you into when you watch it. You are hypnotized, and it then tells a lie to your vision via programs. It programs your mind. Again, this is not new to many people that I know are watching, but which is what we have to do. We have to repeat the truth like they repeat the lies, like robots, which gets really draining and really boring, but that is what we have to do. So the solution is always to keep on spreading awareness, living by natural law, understanding our own sovereignty, opening our imagination up, becoming more courageous, realizing that we're all going to fucking die anyway. Might as well make some kind of impact while we're here. Otherwise, history will keep repeating itself, and you know, we have an opportunity, a great opportunity to be the start of something. And yeah, so I'm just yabbling on now. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm done. So anyway, guys, love you all, and keep up the good work, everyone. You're all fucking amazing, and next time you doubt that, just remember you're fucking brilliant. And like I say, it's people like you that are spreading truth, that are showing courage and awareness, and you know, doing this for future generations. You're just the best, and I feel so inspired every day. And we all have our ups and downs, and our good times and bad times with this, where it gets us down. And I think we just help each other, and we're there for each other. So, you know, I think in a way there is unity with this whatever you want to call it, movement. So just keep going, and yeah, just so much love to you all, and peace. Take it easy.